Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Everything GK podcast. I'm excited. It's been a while since we had our last Everything GK podcast. A crazy, fulfilling summer, and happy November to everyone. Once again, Everything GK podcast is all about educating and being a resource for goalkeepers and parents of goalkeepers in advising, supporting, guiding, and really offering solutions to goalkeepers as well as parents of goalkeepers. So it's great to be back. We have so many great episodes that's going to be in the pipeline to bring you over the next several months. And again, the summer was crazy, but productive, and really kind of got a lot of information to bring to all of you over the next several months and into 2023. We have now added a channel on Anchor, okay, as well as Spotify. So I know we call this a podcast. Well, with the video, it's really a webcast. But now you can listen to it if you're not interested in watching me or my special guests. You can listen to us, and there's many platforms you can do that on. You can watch our YouTube channel. You can watch this live or the recording of this on our Facebook page, Everything GK Podcast. But now you can listen to us on Anchor as well as Spotify. And everything is also recorded on our OlympicGKAcademy.com website under podcast. You'll have everything on there as well. So many different platforms you can listen or watch this. I know a lot of people are going to be watching the recording of this because of the time that we are doing these podcasts. But we're excited to have you. Feel free to share this with goalkeepers and parents of goalkeepers, soccer enthusiasts, goalkeeper coaches, soccer coaches. But we have lots of value that we provide on these podcasts. And today is one of those episodes I'm really excited about. But before we begin, I'm going to share one of our sponsors with his information right now. I know this guy personally. He's been my health insurance agent, has helped many of my friends as well as many of my business friends who is just, again, just happy that he is their health insurance agent. So my friend Erik Wilson at I Sell Health. He may not be able to help you with gas prices or rising inflation, but he can help you lower the cost of your health insurance. So if you're tired of paying all your medical expenses out of pocket because you pretty much never meet your high deductible, you got to call Erik Wilson. He offers freedom of choice plan that has no deductible for all outpatient services, no deductible, which includes, again, outpatient surgeries. You only meet a deductible if you have to go into a hospital. So you get to pick your doctors. It's about 30 to 60% lower than the current Obamacare. And this plan is available all year round. So there's no reason to wait. You can change your plan right now if it meets your needs. If you're paying your own health insurance, you're uninsured, or your employer coverage is too expensive, you got to call Erik. If you're a business owner or self-employed, you're going to want to know about the health insurance options that you're probably not aware of. I have it. My family has it. It saved us thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars, maybe last year. You want to get to know. So call Erik. I'm going to put the information here on the ticker. Okay. It's 980-432-1311. You can go to isellhealth.com and he'll be able to customize a plan that's managed by you. It's not managed by the government. It's managed by you. Let him know that Andreas with Everything GK podcast sent you. And I know you're going to love him. He's excellent. He's awesome. And it's going to take minutes to give him a call and to kind of go over what you currently have, what you're looking for, what you don't have. He can definitely help you. Okay, so I usually talk about a topic the topic of focus, and then we go right into our special guest. But I'm going to speed it up and bring the special guest on board sooner. But I want to cover two things that I'm excited about that our Olympic GK Academy is offering. Again, our all-out regional camp 2023 is available for registration. It's really one of the most complete, intense, and proven training camp in North America. We're going on our 5th year here, and it's really capped. It's not open to the masses. Once we reach our limit in registration, we're done, and that's going to happen very, very quickly. You can go to Olympic GK Academy, and you can get the information on there. Registration is also on there. And I also want to remind everybody, winter, of course, is coming. Not that everybody wants to be reminded of that, but many are going to be in an off season, kind of a light season for training. So our Increase Your Vertical Jump program continues to deliver a 100% results. Results in what? Increasing your vertical jump. So far, our minimum has been 2 inches. The maximum has been about 1.5 feet in just 2 weeks. Home program. Great for lateral explosion. Great for increasing your quickness and reflexes. And it helps with goalkeeping conditioning. So it's yours for life once you purchase it. There's nothing to download. It's all there for you. And you can get yours at olympicgkacademy.com. Very excited to also be announcing coming soon our Match Glove brand that we've been working on for about a year now. If you join our email list at olympicgkacademy.com, like us on our fan page on Facebook, you'll know when that's going to be available for purchase. I already know it's gonna be off stock once we announce it, and we're gonna have to place another order immediately. So again, let's get into our special guest. I'm very excited about this, and you're gonna understand why. Again, one of the things that I like to do with our podcast is cater to educating and bringing truth, unapologetic information, just real truth to really help parents make the right decisions for goalkeepers. And that's important. You're going to get a lot of new people entering the space of goalkeeping training, and which is great, by the way. But you want to get real information when it comes to developing the goalkeeper, and you got to get it with people with experience. You got to get people who've helped people get goalkeepers to the highest level, and it's all about development. It's not just developing the goalkeepers, it's developing the person. If you really want to develop the goalkeeper, and that's what I'm bringing you here with this podcast. So again, please share this with everyone that's in the goalkeeper space. And I try to bring in not special guests all the time, but I try to bring in people that I think have value in the development portion of goalkeeping. And today is definitely no exception. It is going to be a great informative podcast, webcast. And that leads me to introduce to you, let me add him to the stream. He's patiently waiting. Maybe I should make him wait a couple more minutes. Hold on. No, I'm going to bring him in. Hold on. There he is. Erik Eisenhut, great to have you on here. Let me do a formal introduction here. Erik Eisenhut is the president of United Goalkeeping Alliance. If you haven't heard about that organization, you're going to be hearing about it more and more. He's a goalkeeper coach for Robert Morris University's women's soccer, USYS ODP, Pennsylvania West Director of Goalkeeping, USYS ODP Region East Goalkeeper Coach, and a good friend. Welcome to the podcast, Erik Eisenhut.
Andreas, thank you for having me, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you for the warm introduction, my man.
Oh, you got it. I know you're busy, and you took the time to be here. And this is an exciting topic, and I really, I'm excited about. Let me take this ticker off here. I'm gonna keep this going down here. That's the website, but I really want to really educate the parents and the goalkeepers and really anybody who's watching this here live, but also many that are going to be watching the replay or listening to obviously this as a podcast. You know, the goalkeeper has become a specialized position in soccer, and there's so many areas and subheadings and things that we can discuss when it comes to that. But something that your organization has come up with, which I think is such a huge competitive advantage for the goalkeepers as well as the parents, in developing, understanding, growing, and learning the position in ways that can't be done on the field with their weekly goalkeeping training. And this is why we have you here. We want to know what it is. What are we offering to the goalkeepers in regards to development? So if you can tell us a little bit about, we will shorten it to the UGKA, which is United Goalkeeping Alliance. Tell us about the online educational platform for goalkeepers that you've put together to offer to aspiring serious goalkeepers that want to advance in this position. Tell us some bullet points about it. What is the UGKA? What is the platform about? The floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. I mean, essentially, our goal for everyone involved, coaches and clubs included, is to get them to their next level. And we're here to supplement what it is they're already doing. So we're not here to substitute and tell people, no, don't do that. We're here to just add value. And from a goalkeeper's perspective, we see that position, I don't want to say being ignored, but not being given the 100% commitment that's needed to get to their next level. What do I mean by that? How often do goalkeepers just go down the other end of the field by themselves in a group, work on some technique, diving, catching, crossing, then go back to their group or go back to their team, and then that's it? There are so many components to goalkeeping development, and the 5 elements of development that we focus on is not only the tactical, which was just mentioned, which is great, by the way. I mean, goalkeepers need that. It's the meat and potatoes. It's the bread and butter, the peanut butter and jelly, whatever you want to say. It's the constant that's needed. You always need to keep those tools sharp in the toolbox. But what about the tactical understanding? What about the social and leadership skills that are needed at this position? What about the psychological balance? We all know we're an individual out there as a goalkeeper. We're different. We are different. We're typically under the microscope when something negative happens. When something great happens, it's typically a corner kick, and can't even celebrate. We got to quickly get back to organizing and leading, and also physical development. So we focus on those 5 areas of development through online education. And through online education, we've created a goalkeeping culture where we come together 3 times a month and we focus on a particular goalkeeping topic. And with my experience in business, I was in corporate finance for 20 years. I love the back office stuff. I can do all that. I handle all that. What I like to do is put the coaches in the spotlight. So we have over 110 coaches in the United Goalkeeping Alliance, mostly from North America, but we do have coaches over in Europe as well. And we have a curriculum that we follow based on our clients and our coaches' understanding as to what's needed. So we're already building our 2023 curriculum. But this month, November, for instance, we're focusing on set pieces. This upcoming week, the topic is going to focus around leadership and communicating and organizing in that moment. The next week, we're going to focus on we're in possession of the ball, and we, from a set piece perspective, have the ball. The new goal kick rule, perfect example. We're going to talk about that. We're going to figure out what's the goalkeeper's role in that. And then the last one is the before, the during, and the after, the third week. So we take a topic and we break it down to make sure the goalkeepers get a thorough understanding after this month of that goalkeeping topic. we want them to ask questions. We want a culture to grow, and it is growing. And from a goalkeeper's perspective, at the club, many clubs don't have that culture that's needed for the goalkeepers to really get to their next level. They're, again, put down the other end of the field. They work out. They go back to their team. They're put in a drill. They're never really incorporated into the training session with the team. I know we're going to touch on that later too, so I'll hold off on that one. But from a 10,000 foot perspective, I know I can continue to go, but I'm going to halt there and kind of, Andreas, excuse me, is that exactly what you were looking for?
Yeah,
what other questions do you
no,
have
this
that I
is
can
great. I just
describe?
want people to understand. No, that's great. I want people to understand the you know what it is that you're offering, because this is so much, it's so needed, and you hit something that I want to expand on, because I think this is very
Yeah.
important, because I get the questions from parents very often on this. So believe it or not, there are clubs out there that play at a very high level, okay, and they still don't offer goalkeeping training. Do they
Mhm.
not do it purposely? No, I just don't think maybe there's not a goalkeeping training at the caliber that they want within their area, okay. And so sometimes, usually, it's a coach that gets paid a little bit more money just to spend time with the goalkeepers. They put some drills together, and they're training, they're going through drills. Is that a development component? Well, no, it's not a development component. So, and that's a different topic we can discuss,
Yep.
because I think that is needed, and I think I think I, it is not the parents' fault. It's not the goalkeeper's fault. So this is why this type of platform can fill some of the gaps that are
Yeah.
not being provided purposely, or just lack of resources, um, to their club goalkeepers. And I think this is one of the biggest aspects of what I am excited about. And I know there's a few people that do it on a very small scale. This is something that you mentioned, and I want to bring this question up. You mentioned that you have over 100 coaches and stuff.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about what type of coaches. Okay, what's their kind of background? You don't
Mhm.
have to mention names. I mean, you could. It's real. What kind of coaches are teaching in this platform? What's kind of their background? Um, and because I think that's important. Who you're learning from also is important, as to where are you going in the space of goalkeeping.
Yeah, I mean, we have, it's very diverse, and that's great because everyone has what they're. I mentioned earlier, we try to get everyone to their next level. So coaches right out of college, players right out of college who are now looking to get into goalkeeper coaching and don't know much about it. This is an opportunity for them to get in and work with people, work with goalkeeper coaches who have performed at the national level, who have performed in the professional level, who are on the regional staff, who are on the national staff, who are in the collegiate game. Half of our coaches coach collegiately, whether it's D1, D2, D3, NAIA. We have ex EPL. We have a goalkeeper coach who has coached or has played, excuse me, over in the English Premier League. We have someone who's been on an MLS, an MLS goalkeeper coach, a national team coach, a national team player. So we have some really, really fine experts who know this position incredibly well. And what we do is just try and put them on a pedestal to let them teach and let them speak what it is they believe. And we agree to disagree. And I think that's the coolest thing about the goalkeeping position, because as a goalkeeper, you might be 4'6", and someone might be 6'4", and how they play the position is going to be different. So we want that diversity. We want people talking about different options, different tools, and with a diverse coaching group, we can get to that. And I really am happy and proud of the coaches that we have involved. And yeah, we look for coaches at all levels to be a part of this and to really help spread the word.
That's awesome. I know you know this, and something that when I promote anything, it's because I've done my personal due diligence, or at least
Yep.
take a look at what it is before I share, promote, recommend, or anything. And you've been doing this. I think you're going on your third year or second. Is it
Mhm.
third year?
Yeah,
You've been
third
doing it
year
for over a year.
unofficially, officially second year. Yes.
Yeah, so I was on. I know we've connected, and I was on. I watched some presentations. I saw who was jumping on board. I I saw the value of it, and I saw the consistency, and it was just getting better and better. And I'm like, this has to be known. This has to be known out there, that there is a resource out there that parents can add to help their goalkeepers uh, fill in some of the missing portions of maybe their training or their concept learning that can be taught by some of the best goalkeeper coaches in North America, and soon obviously adding some from Europe and abroad. So I have a question. So all
Yeah.
right, is this geared towards high level goalkeepers? What if it's somebody who is brand new in the position, maybe doesn't play at a high level, plays maybe at a recreational program, wants to learn as much as they can? Maybe they play at a low level travel team. Is this conducive for all levels in regards to the educational platform?
Yeah, I get that question a lot too, and yeah, it is, and it's you're only going to get in what you're only going to get out what you put in, and I say that to everybody because this is for everybody, but it's not for everybody. And what I mean by that is, if you want to learn, if you're looking to get to your next level, regardless of where you are in your game, this will help because we are a competitive advantage. I love that word you used, that phrase competitive advantage earlier in the introduction, because I strongly believe that's what we offer. We offer mentorships. We also offer connections into college. The goalkeepers that I coach from in my academy, they're there because they want to get better. They're there because they want to make their game suitable for that next level. And whenever I ask them, what is that next level for you? The older kids are usually say, I want to play in college. That's usually one of them. And recruiting for a goalkeeper compared to the other 10 positions is so different. It just is like you
Yeah.
need to there, and we could talk about this recruiting piece a lot in detail, but for just a 10,000 foot level, with our connections, we can help goalkeepers reach that level.
Yep.
We can also help goalkeepers go from a rec to a club and go from a club to a higher league, so to speak. So we we're just here to supplement and offer that competitive advantage that, you keep mentioning goalkeeper training. Well, goalkeeper coaching is what's needed. And
Okay.
you got to learn the technique is 100% needed. No doubt about it. Training is technique. It's catching, it's diving, but you also need to understand the other four elements as well. And the tactical understanding of in-game learning is important. And we break down film. We look at a lot of clips on the topics that we're speaking to, and the conversations that come about are awesome. And it's really interesting because I say culture a lot because, and I say a group unity too quite often. And it's the question that was asked in our last session was revolving around communication. And the open-ended question was, what is the one thing that you are frustrated about when communicating? Every single person, they don't listen. Like, and it's like we all share the same frustration. So,
Yep.
okay, let's deal with that. Let's talk about how can we connect better with our team to allow them to hear, because communication isn't just speaking. Communication is also listening. So it's a two-way street. And coaches always say, oh, you got to communicate more. Okay, great point, coach. They need to listen more too. And without telling a coach that, without saying that player to coach back as feedback, how can we as goalkeepers get our team to listen to us, and not only listen, this is going to sound weird, but obey and ask and actually, and there's a trust value. You have to have trust. You have to build relationships. So those are things that we speak to in detail, and that information can be used at any level. And
You know,
that's
you
what I mean
yeah,
by
yeah, you mentioned something again very important, and some of the head coaches, again, they ask and demand of the goalkeeper to do certain things that they actually don't teach them, right? You should
Mhm.
communicate more. You need to organize more. Okay, great. You are absolutely correct. Did
Yep.
you teach that goalkeeper what it is that you're asking of them? Did the goalkeeper coach teach them? Not just blurt it out, hey, you just want to communicate more. That's not teaching them,
Agreed.
right? So, did you teach them? Did you show them? Have you demonstrated? Have you
Yep.
done reps? Have you incorporated with your back line? Have you done a team session to see what it looks? So the expectations of the back line is that this is what is expected of the goalkeeper, and this is expected of you when the goalkeeper is communicating this. And so again, this is why this platform is so important in getting goalkeepers to get to the next level. And it's not necessarily having them be quicker, having them save more goals, what obviously is a given, but it's the other pieces, the communication piece, the mental piece, the timing piece, the
Leadership.
understanding piece, the communication
Oh
piece,
yeah.
and the stuff that is talked about, but isn't really taught at the level where you will see them execute it at the level that the coaches want them in the game.
Yeah. One of the best things that ever happened to me in my playing days was a coach actually said this to the team. I'm using my name just because it was said, whatever Erik says goes. Listen to him. Like, listen to him. And if he messes up, we'll talk about it. But he has where our eyes are here. And essentially what he was saying was, our eyes are here on the whole field, excuse me, while field players sometimes are zone focused on the ball and the surrounding area of the ball. That said, can we as coaches get the goalkeepers to effectively communicate and lead? And I use the word, what separates a good coach from a great coach? In my opinion, life lessons. And what happens in the goalkeeping position? Leadership, communication, delegation, and those are life skills. And I feel that life skills are needed to succeed in this position. And as a result, it's going to help you with relationships with your boss, relationship with just a relationship. It's going to help you in business. It's going to help you just in so many ways. It's going to help you in life. And to me, it's the best position because there aren't many positions that have those life skills kind of involved in it is what it is they do.
I'll tell you, you gave me a little goosebumps when you said that because it's so true. I'll tell you what I think the goalkeeping position is. If you're surrounded with a great support structure, if you're surrounded by not just a goalkeeper coach or a goalkeeper trainer, but a goalkeeper mentor,
Yeah.
right? Who is looking to develop you as a human, as your listen, for me, for you to develop a goalkeeper, you got to develop and understand the player. Okay, you got to understand the person, right?
Yep.
And if you can understand and develop the person, you're going to be able to easier develop and elevate that goalkeeper to the level they are looking to elevate. And that is so true. It is the best personal development position in all sports.
Yeah, I
It
like how you
really
said that.
is the best personal development position in all sports, of course, in my opinion. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's why it matters who you learn from, it matters who you listen. And I'll give you an example with what you were sharing earlier is, so I had a match last week and with my club team, and we were awarded a free kick. It was about 4 yards off the box, so about 22, 23 yards free kick, right? And the other coach was just yelling at the goalkeeper to set up a wall. Okay, set up a wall. He was screaming off the top of his lung, set up a wall, set up a wall, to the point where I watched and I listened and I saw the goalkeeper while I was watching. The coach probably didn't even know how the wall should be set up. Okay, you could see that.
Yep.
But I could also see the goalkeeper wanting to do something, but did not know what to do, because you can easily tell that they were not taught on what to do, right? And, I have a very simple 10-second wall setup, must be done in 10 seconds. What is the first thing to do? What is the second thing to do? But they also understand why is it that we're doing it.
Bingo.
And
Yep.
making sure that the people who are setting up the wall, that receiving the command of the goalkeeper, will be in trouble if they don't, like you said, the word, I know that's a strong word, obey, but it's really what it is. They have to comply with the words of the goalkeeper if collectively we're going to try to stop that goal or that opportunity from a set piece. 10 seconds. It has to happen. And the problem is they know they should be setting up a wall. They know they should be setting up something, but you can also tell they don't know what it is. And guess what the default is always? Well, if you would have set up a wall, we well, and then I see the walls that are set up and they make no sense, right? And then a goal gets scored on, and well, you didn't act quick enough, or you didn't set up the wall right. Well, I know I saw it, and then my strikers are seeing it, so they know exactly where they need to go. And it's evident that it was never taught. And I can't blame the goalkeeper for that. I blame the coaching staff. I blame the goalkeeper coach. I blame all of those people. And that could be the factor as to why they're not getting to the next level. That could be the factor why they're shying away from communicating. That could be the factor why they're not really being the leader. That could be a factor of why their mental state is not as strong as it needs to be. That's the reason why their timing is off, because now they're second guessing themselves. All that stuff trickles into the whole aspect of developing that goalkeeper, right? You can tell I get hot and passionate about this because
the one word, Andreas, the one word you mentioned that I feel doesn't, it's huge. It's a big 3-letter word, and it's why. Why am I doing this? And why does the team need to listen? Wall is a perfect example. If you don't understand the why to what you're trying to do and communicate, and the team also needs to understand why is this person yelling at a high tone, because tone and communication is critical. If you have an indirect free kick inside your box, your tone is going to be really elevated compared to if it was a free kick at half field. Right. But there's a why factor that I feel a lot of people miss out on. And what happens when tone is used and the why isn't understood? Players get very mad at the goalkeepers. Yes. And then that relationship becomes fractured. And now we're dealing with he said, she said, pointing fingers and constant back and forth, when it needs to be clear as to what the goalkeeper's responsibility is. And yeah, it's nice for the goalkeeper to know. It's great for the team to know too. Like the team needs to, and those are things that we talk about, educate goalkeepers on. Like if you're not seeing this or not getting this attention from a team environment, in a team environment, you have to have a conversation with your coach. And a lot of goalkeepers that we were working with just last month have these like, yeah, we didn't know why. And now we can go apply it. But I also need to have the team understand it. So I think I need to have a conversation with my coach too. And that helps.
Yeah, so obviously, I was on one of those presentations that I offered in the curriculum thing, and what was fascinating is that the amount of engagement that the youth goalkeepers are a part of, and the questions that they're asking, and the intellect of the goalkeepers, and the safe space that they're in with this alliance, that they can share what maybe they're worried about sharing in their team. They have this outlet with this UGKA. This is so important. What impressed me was the intelligence of what they're saying openly to our platform, than worried about, they're actually smarter than some of the coaching that's out there, and it's not a dig in coaches. It's just that, again, there's all level of coaches out there. And again, we're speaking the truth. This is raw. This is always unapologetic. It's just being authentic and that's just true, right? Yeah. And to be able to know that they have the knowledge and the intellect, and to have us empower them that they're on the right page.
Yes.
They're going to be able to maybe find another club that may have those elements where they can go out there and explode. And so we're really a huge resource. The UGK is a huge resource and outlet. Okay, that's a good word. And a safe haven space for them to be them and let out what their frustrations are while they're learning the concepts of what we're teaching them from top coaches that understand the position, not just because they played it, but they understand the psychology of different levels, of different ages, of different personalities,
Yep.
in steering him in the right direction. And I think that's priceless, to be honest with you.
I do too, and I'm going to piggyback off that, because one of the things that I find with goalkeepers in particular at any age is their lack of confidence in what it is they're saying, lack of confidence in what it is they're trying to accomplish. And if they can be confident in why they're doing something, there and really we can help confirm their beliefs or help them understand the beliefs as to what it is they're supposed to be doing. Their confidence just oozes out, and they want to say it, but they don't know if it's right or not. And they need that reassurance as to here's the why. And with all aspects of development, the 5 of them. But again, it just comes down to confidence of understanding the why and helping them. And we're using communication as an example in this scenario, but
we're
exactly. That's big, right? One-on-ones, it's crosses, it's set pieces. There's so many things that we can help goalkeepers understand so they can go back on the field and effectively, hopefully reproduce. And they're not going to come out of our session and just magically appear as this like next level goalkeeper. They have to still put the work in and the understanding. It's going to take time to build these relationships with their back line and everybody else. But again, those are the life skills needed to get to their next level. Coach versus trainer. There's a big difference between the two. And a lot of clubs don't have the resources. They might have a director of goalkeeping, and that one person is responsible for the technical training during the week, the game review and game coaching during the weekends, the player profile, the player development plans, going to each practice and coaching from within the goal and helping the goalkeeper connect with their backline in practice. There's so much to do from a goalkeeper director's perspective. All we're trying to do is help them. Yeah. Literally, we're just a supplement to coaches.
It's an adjunct and a supplement to what it is that they're currently doing that perhaps maybe they can't do because of the time that is required to provide, the services. So that's awesome. So I have a question. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I know parents can get some more information. You also have it's a weekly newsletter that you put out there that reminds people of the topics. It has so many other extra stuff that has to do with helping the goalkeeper. Tools to add to their toolbox in development with programs, strength and conditioning, mental health talks, talks for parents. You got so much stuff that, again, a resource to help the goalkeeper, but also some other stuff in regards to supporting the development of the goalkeeper. How can somebody get on that free email newsletter, so to speak?
Yeah, and one of two ways, Andreas, and you can either through Instagram, where my name is, you see the handle United GK Alliance. Send us a direct message there with your email address, and we can add you to our distribution. You can also email info@unitedgkalliance.com, similar to the handle as you see them after my name. And real quickly about the newsletter, it's a free newsletter that not only speaks to what we are going to be doing in the upcoming month, the upcoming weekend when we present, but it also speaks to a little blurb, a little nugget about something within all 5 elements of development. So the tactical understanding, the technical understanding, the social / leadership, and it might be a quote. It might be just something as simple as a quote, but it helps. And the feedback I've received is that it helps goalkeepers understand the little things. And by understanding the little things on a regular basis, it grows and grows and grows and grows. And all of a sudden you have this foundation of just information that we can help you with. And again, that newsletter is free. It goes out every Friday in the afternoon. And if anyone would want to be on that distribution, Again, DM at United GK Alliance on Instagram or email info@unitedgkalliance.com.
Awesome. Okay, so what is the cost? Parents like this
Yeah.
sounds great. What's the cost to have a goalkeeper be a member of this?
Yep.
And with that cost, what are they getting with that cost?
Yep.
And then I know we're going to be talking about doing something this coming Sunday
Yes.
for everybody who's listening. So what's the cost? What's the membership entail? What do they get with that membership?
Yep. So current cost for a goalkeeper for a 9-month membership, $99. And with that, you get access to the Zoom links to participate in our weekly discussions, which are on Sunday nights. We do our educational sessions in 2 age groups. So we have a 12 and under and a 13 and older, and they actually do go up to the college ages. We have college goalkeepers participate. They are getting 3 of those educational sessions a month and each month is devoted to one particular topic. This upcoming month for November, it's on set pieces. And with that 9-month membership, you also get access to every session we've ever conducted, meaning they're recorded and they're in a member-only access to our website. We have over 150 hours of content in behind the scenes. I'm talking from every coach that is in the Alliance. I shouldn't say every coach. Majority of coaches have participated and presented in the topics. As I mentioned before, not only does it speak to the in-game moments of crossing one-on-ones, communication, set pieces, we also get into, the college, college recruitment process. We speak to selecting your clubs as younger goalkeepers. What are you looking for in clubs? So we do speak to a lot of those other topics as well. Parents, we offer once a month a free parent educational platform where it's the same thing. It's a Zoom link. And that time and day typically is at the end of the month. And we kind of change up the day and time specifically just based on coaches' availability. But we speak to with parents just things that they don't know about that they should. What I mean by that is, how do I support my goalkeeper when I know nothing about the position and I'm in the car ride home and this goalkeeper just let a goal and go right through her hands? What do I do? And that unfortunately is a common question I get from parents.
Right.
Like, I don't know how to support them because I don't know anything about it. Another one would be on gloves. We just had a great session just last week on goalkeeper gloves. What do you look for when you buy them? What do you look for from a palm and the latex in regards to finger saves with protection or the straps versus nose? We spoke to all of that and the different prices that revolve around different types of gloves. What do you look for when you're a kid? Protection, durability. What do you look for when you get older? Probably more performance or stick. There's a difference in those gloves, the difference in those costs. We share all that with parents as well. And truthfully, the mentorships that comes with it, the connections into the college scene based on our coaches that are present or that are involved, and typically there's so much more there. And really the
Yeah.
goalkeeping culture. I say those words a lot, but we want goalkeepers. You said it really well earlier. We created a safe place for goalkeepers to come, and it's like weekly therapy. Like they can come and they can speak to the topic, but they can also speak to issues and ask questions. And we're just there to help them. Again, we're here. Our goal is to get them to their next level. So I hope that helped answer kind of what it
Oh,
is that they
that's
get.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And
So again,
and okay,
$99 for.
yeah. So where can they? Okay, so they're interested in registering. Where can they register?
Yeah, real quickly though, that's a $99 for one goalkeeper individual membership. We
Yep.
also have a club membership. So if you wanted to get your club involved, which includes all goalkeepers in your club, and it includes all goalkeeper coaches in your club, that's $9.99 for a 9-month membership. And again, if you have a club of 30 goalkeepers, do the division on that. You're going to have a very cheap, discounted cost on something that we believe is already affordable to begin with. I know that's a relative comment, but I firmly believe in what it is we do, and I firmly believe that we can benefit not only the coaches but also the club's goalkeepers. Where can you go to get that information? You can go to our website. You see it on the bottom ticker there, unitedgkalliance.com. And then just go to our how to join or the membership section, which is up top on the toolbar, and all of the costs and all of the options for purchase is there.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about this month's topic, which is set pieces and stuff. And we got some great coaches that are going to be presenting it this Sunday. So, what can we do for our podcast listeners who are watching it currently live or going to watch it in the recording? Many are going to watch the recording, or obviously not live. What can we do for them to get a taste of this platform? Because I know once they watch just one, I know parents are going to want to support their goalkeepers with this membership.
I agree.
I'm about 9.9999 out of 10. I know they're going to want to do that. Some are going to probably do it even before that, which is great. But what can be done for those that want to get an experience before they make a decision?
Yeah, it's like jumping in. It's like putting the toe in the water before you jump in the pool, right? You want to get a good inside look as to what it is. You want to get a feel for the temperature. And honestly, we offer a free session. So if you wanted to come and just tune in, so to speak, and be a participant as a goalkeeper, and parents can observe as well, we would be delighted to have you join us. And you can either contact Andreas. You can contact me through the same channels that I mentioned earlier on Instagram, IG at United GK Alliance. And again, email info@unitedgkalliance.com. And to your point, Andreas, we offer that a lot. I do. I know hey man, just try it. Just sit it on this. And if it's for you, awesome. If it's not, no big deal. Hopefully you learn something. That's said, awesome. After every session, that free session, that's awesome. I'm a member, and they jump right in. Like they like, this is really comfortable. They're comfortable in the setting. They understand the culture by being a part of it. And it, again, we're there to listen. We're there to teach. We're there to mentor, and whatever we can do to help you succeed and get to your next level, whether it's rec to club, whether it's club to a stronger national club, or whether it's, high school to college. That's what we're trying to do. And however we can help provide help to those that want it. Again, it's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's something, other thing too. Like, you might not want to participate and be a part of that. But it's interactive, it's fun, and I truly enjoyed. I'm on all of these. I'm on every single one of them. So if anyone feels that they don't want to just join and not know who's going to be on it, I'm on every single one.
No, that's awesome. You know what? If you guys are watching this on the Everything GK Facebook fan page, send me a message that you're interested in this, and I will send you the link. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can obviously put it on the comments in regards to sending. I don't know if I have comments on or off, but if not, you can always reach out to me via Facebook page, Instagram as well, and I will get you that link for this Sunday. And the best thing about those that are members, and I want to mention this because I think this is very important. Some kids have games during that night. So the best thing about that is you have access to the recording of it, which means you can watch it 24/7 whenever it's convenient for you. Morning, maybe to the drive to a game, maybe a drive back, maybe you have access to it 24/7. So you don't have to be on it live if the time isn't conducive. So to have access to over 150 plus recordings at your fingertips, for $99 for 9 months. That's some people pay more for one private training sessions, let alone for 9 months.
And it's 27 hours of, and if you really do the math, 3 a month for 9 months, you get 27 hours of interactive live. You're there, not to mention all the past recordings and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, let's do this. Okay.
That, man.
This is great. This is a treat. This is fantastic. I'm glad we did this.
Me too.
And again, reach out to me. You can always reach out to Erik as well. And when we close our podcast webcast with, we get questions emailed to us or messaged us in regards to providing some kind of support, advice, or guidance, solutions, so to speak. And what I do is I'll take 2 out of the many questions that we have, and we bring it live and we answer them live as well too, in regards to the response that I send in an email or a message. So these are 2 that I just selected randomly. And not only will I do my best to provide some advice and solutions, but I'm going to ask you, Erik. I want your input on this as well. So,
all right, test me. Let's do it.
Yeah. So again, anybody who has any questions that you would like, at least, in my opinion, or you want some advice, you could always email us at everythinggkpodcast@gmail.com. And you can message us on our Facebook fan page. I think most people can, today it's very easy to be accessible in any one of the social platforms. You can reach out to me. And so here's the first question. Okay. What strategies can be used for players dealing with good team coaches who struggle with incorporating the goalkeeper in team training?
Yep.
They stand around for half the practice, or they use them in a drill that is both non-game realistic for the goalkeeper, or drills that are putting them at a higher risk of injury. So here's my response to that. Yeah. So, and this is something that I know many goalkeepers are probably in this scenario. So what are the strategy? Well, first and foremost, anytime anybody has an issue, a question, a concern, and there is a goalkeeper coach, always go to your goalkeeper coach first, okay? Because they understand, well, we hope they understand the psychology of the goalkeeper better than maybe the head coach, okay? Unless you have a great relationship, obviously, with the head coach. But first thing, you always want to ask and address your concerns and questions, and get feedback from your goalkeeper coach. Hey, here's what's happening during our practices, right? We sit around for half the practice, or they go right into a shooting drill. We're cold. We're not really ready to and then boom, they want us there, and we're stopping shots, right? And I'll be honest with you, this happens at the collegiate level too. I'm just going to be honest.
One of my things I was going to say, it happens at every level. This isn't just rec. This is every level, club, college. Yep.
It's wrong. Now, we may give you strategies and ideas and perhaps guidance and solutions, and they may be correct and they may be good. And sometimes they just don't happen, right? Why? Because there's another person that makes that final decision that perhaps may not be on board for whatever reason that is, right? But those are valid concerns. So number one, I would say reach out to the goalkeeper coach, okay? And maybe the goalkeeper coach can reach out to the head coach. Number two, ask the coach, hey, while we're waiting, while the field players are doing this, are you okay with having us do some type of technical drill while we're waiting? Some kind of functional drill that our goalkeeper coach can put together for us that we can do until we're ready to be incorporated with your team practices. I would say 8 out of 10 times that head coach would probably say that's a no-brainer. That would be great. It only just helps my goalkeeper to help my team, okay? And the reason why I say 8 and not 10 out of 10 is there are just some head coaches that want to call the shots, and even though they know that should be the accurate, kind of what they would want, but because they didn't come up with it, they look like their ego is being challenged and their decisions being challenged. So they're just going to say, no, you're going to do what we ask you to do, or you can sit on the bench. Is that right? No, it's not. Does that happen? Yes, it does. But at least if you come from a caring and a professional perspective to ask that, you may get 8 out of 10 times, you may get the solution that you're actually looking for, right? And so if we're talking about putting a high risk of injury, that is my number one priority as a head coach or a goalkeeper coach, is to prevent injuries. If that's not on the high list, right, and you're being put on a training session, immediately they go right. Not only is it a risk for a goalkeeper, it's a risk for the field player to pull a hamstring or a quadricep muscle if they're going right into a shooting session immediately when they start practice. Okay. So yeah, that's a concern. And that's a concern I would address with the goalkeeper coach if you have one, but definitely maybe have that addressed by a parent and send a message to the head coach. Here's a scenario I'm just concerned about in injuries. There's something that they could be doing prior to the shooting drill to get him ready for your shooting drill. Because if you don't have a good goalkeeper or a goalkeeper that's healthy, you don't have a shooting drill with a goalkeeper, right? So that's just my suggestion, my opinion.
Okay.
What do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm just going to add to it because I agree with everything you said from a communication standpoint. Sometimes you'll go to a training session and your GK coach won't be present.
Right.
And that will happen. And now you might not have someone to talk to, right? With the way this game is evolving and how often goalkeepers are now utilizing their feet and how it's a necessity. It's an absolute necessity as part of your position to be good with your feet. Get involved in the field player training session for that
100%.
part of it.
100%.
Like whether it's even, I mean, it might be like a 20-minute like activation, passing, moving off the ball type deal. Get in on it. Like you need to have good footwork. And so if you can ask your coach, like, hey man, instead of just sitting over here, I want to work on my footwork. Can I get involved? I don't think a coach is going to say no to that. And it's a win opportunity for you to improve upon your footwork. Because I mean, on average in the collegiate game, I can tell you, we average around 35 to 40 touches per game with our feet. At the highest levels, the higher levels, you're going to have more touches with your feet by X amount compared to the ball and then a shot stopping exercise. So my advice would be get involved with the field player session for that short time frame during training.
Yeah, 100%. And I want to add to that. For my club, all my goalkeepers, even my full-time goalkeepers, they're doing everything that the field player is doing. Number one, because of the touches that you said, that is so important, but also the bonding that they're doing, which takes away the isolation of a goalkeeper compared to being with the team. And so you should be part of the technical part. You should be part of the drills, the rondos, or whatever that warm up is.
Right.
That's a given, at least for my club. That perhaps maybe is not for other clubs, but get involved in the team first 10, 20, 30-minute portion before they go into a concept of their field playing. I think it's going to help as well too.
And I think coaches can take that initiative as well. Like if they know that their goalkeeper coach might not be there, maybe that, hey, GKs, you're involved in this. I want to work on your footwork too. Like I think coaches can go and take the initiative on that one as well.
100%. Question number 2, we're going down in the last minute here.
All right.
So question number 2, my son did not make the regional team in ODP. He did make state ODP. A week later, we received a call that my goalkeeper dropped and would like to invite my son back on the regional ODP. We will need to travel to another state. If we decide not to do it, would it hurt him when we do ODP again this winter? I don't know if I want to invest the money to go when he wasn't really selected in the first place. So we are stuck as to what is the right thing to do. My son is 12, going on 13. We can take the same money and invest it in specific training over the winter and camps. Okay. Here's my response. So number one, if you're okay to get the experience and you're not doing it for status, okay, there's nothing wrong in investing in the experience as long as the goalkeeper knows you're going for the experience, even though you got selected the second time around for the reasons because somebody dropped off. If you decide not to go, that's not going to affect him with the upcoming ODP because obviously he's going to be doing the winter ODP coming up. I also take a look at your son's only 12 years old. Okay. The opportunities over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years including what you're doing with ODP, are going to be plentiful. Okay. And his future is not going to be based on this one decision. So I usually ask, well, what's the hesitation? And it's usually, is it going to affect him in developing or going college or going pro? He's 12 years old. Okay. I don't think if you do it or don't do it it's going to enhance any development component, except for he gets to play a couple more matches. He gets to train with the ODP regional players, which is a plus. Okay. Because of his age, I don't think it's not gonna not hurt him if he doesn't do it. And you, like you said, you take that money and you invest it into specific training. Guess what? Take $99 of that, invested in the platform. No, I'm being really serious, right?
I am too. That was well said.
And now you freed up probably another $1,500 or $2,000, right? Now go ahead and do other things that can fill maybe some void of a development component. Yeah. Because you're doing ODP again. You may get selected the first time around, but if you're not, you're still getting the ODP training, right? Yeah. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm not going to piggyback off your stuff because I agree with everything you said. To add to it, first and foremost, I have to stress this. He's 12.
Yep.
Like whatever decision you make, I'm a Division I coach. I've never looked at a 7th grader's statistics. I've never looked at a 7th grader's team that they played on. It just it just doesn't matter. I hate to say that, but it's true.
I think it's the ignorance of parents because they want to do the right thing for their kids.
Right.
So they don't understand that a college coach is not really looking at how great a 7th grader is or an 8th grader, because that may change when they're a sophomore in high school, right? So, yeah.
And continuing with that, will it impact him next year? I don't know who holds grudges and who doesn't, but I don't think anyone would hold a grudge if you were in that situation, you didn't go. That said, the objective is to get the opportunity, right? And now if he's getting called in, do you say no because you didn't get offered that opportunity the first go around? In my mind, you go because that's the opportunity you were looking for. However you get there, you're there. If you're going to be one of the X amount of goalkeepers training regularly in front of the regional staff, and if that's the goal, you take advantage of that opportunity. Yep. And someone's no is someone else's yes. Like, don't worry about how you got there. You're there. Go there, perform, crush it, make the ODP pool, move on the regional pool, move on to nationals, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, great advice. Awesome. Again, helping as much as we can with what we have and what our knowledge and experience is. So, Erik, this has been great. I'm glad we did this episode because I think more people need to know about this. Please share this podcast with parents of goalkeepers, right? Because usually it's the parents of goalkeepers that are making these decisions for the 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old goalkeeper. And get this out to goalkeepers and coaches and aspiring goalkeeper coaches. And this has been great. So again, UnitedGKAlliance.com. If you want that link to get on free this Sunday to kind of, as Erik said, dip your toes in the water before you go swimming, go ahead and message me here on this platform. Reach out to me. I'll get you that link. Erik, thank you so much for being part of our podcast and our webcast, and you're doing some phenomenal things. It's going to be a household name within the goalkeeper community here in North America. And I know it's going to keep expanding, growing, and getting better. And it is needed. And I'm glad you were able to share this today on our podcast.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. And honestly, I could talk about this for another hour easily. So again, if anyone out there does have questions, concerns, don't be afraid to reach out. Again, we're here to just allow people to get to their next level and be a supporting member of your development. So let us know how we can do that. Andreas, awesome. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And guys, everyone, thank you for joining. This is Andreas Papakostas signing off from Everything GK podcast. Until our next podcast, have a fantastic month of November. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy end of fall season for those of you that are ending your season and going on into your winter session. So thank you so much, everybody. Until next podcast, We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. Thank you.